Day, thank you for joining me. I hope this is going to be a fun one for you today. If you're interested in trying iMovie for YouTube, or if you just want to see a bit of fun in me trying to do screen sharing at the same time as telling you what bits I know about iMovie. I'm not a massive expert in it. There will be far more professional videos out there for you if you want to use iMovie for your editing, uh, for projects at school, or you could do little trailers, or you could use them for YouTube. You can play with it for your own personal use, just saving pictures of your grandkids if you want, or your dogs or anything. Yeah, so I'm going to try and screen share, and if I do keep cutting out, it's because I'm full of cold and I might have to go and sniffle a lot. So let's crack on. Now, before I go to my phone, because I'm going to show you from uploading the snippets that I have filmed, so you'll film anything that you want to film, photographs or movies, whatever, and you'll have got that in photos. I only use iPhone and I project that to my Mac. But you can also get iMovie on, I presume, their laptops and also iPad. So it's just I never work very well on a phone. It's far too small for me. So I do it on here. So I'll show you how I move it all about. But before I go and try and screen share my phone, I just want to show you what you're going to find in iMovie. So this, I'm hoping you can see my cursor moving, because down at the bottom here is the iMovie symbol. So as long as you've uploaded that, and if it hasn't come automatically on your Apple product, it's this. It's a purple star with a little video camera in the middle. So just to save time, because it takes a while to open on here, I've got that many projects on it. I've already opened mine up. So you would click on that and it would open up with your iMovie surface, basically. And you will probably just have that, which is create new. So these are all projects that I am working on. That is something that started about, well, last summer, still haven't finished it. I've got a Temu haul coming. So all my snippets are in here, but it's not edited to the point of being uploaded to YouTube yet. So this is how many I've got ongoing. This is the sort of backlog that I'm working to. So I've got a Temu haul coming. I've got a Melody Susie nail drill. I've got 2 friend mails that have come in. I'm a very lucky lady. That's the start of this video now, which I've already started my YouTube process from phone to iMovie to YouTube, and I've just recorded today some Temu haul snippets. So I've made a start, and I have already started with this project, as they call it. So when you start, you will have got all your snippets in your phone, and before you transfer anything over, I'd advise that you open up iMovie and you click on create new. Now, ordinarily you'll click on movie, but I am going to show you at the end of this a trailer I made with the family on it. Yeah, I did show it when I used to do eBay videos, so I think there's probably only Jeanette out there at the minute who's come to me from then. I can't remember, but you may have seen it anyway. It's a trailer I did a few years ago. The kids look so tiny. And I'll show you that at the end, so that's something you can do on here for your own entertainment. But for the purpose of this, we're going to do it for YouTube, so I would click on a movie, and that will open up looking like this. So you've got nothing in it, you've put absolutely nothing in it at all, and it just says my movie there. So what you want to do before you put your snippets over is make sure that the one at the top there, that's where you're putting everything. So let's basically say as if I've opened that filing cabinet, and then this is your drawer, and we're going to put everything in this drawer. Okay, so likewise, if I went on that iMovie, that is all these snippets. So that's my filing cabinet, and this is my drawer, and it's full of all these little snippets or folders. And then what you do is you pick them up and move them down. So I'll show you that when I come to uploading the clips. So likewise that, I'll move it onto a different one. That was the last Temu haul that you saw. And somebody's just won those 4 gels, by the way. So that's what you want. Now we can name it after. Don't worry about naming it for the moment. So I'm going to leave that on my screen, and I'm just going to move you over to my phone, and I'm going to screen share from my phone. Okay. So I've had to come to voiceover because I didn't realise on my screen share from my phone that it wouldn't be recording my voice. So I've just come over to this to show you that. I've gone to photos, and then I'm choosing 2 to send. Click on the share button, and then I'm sending it to my iMac, so you could send it to your iPad. Just waiting for that to go all the way around, and then when it drops in at the other end, we'll put it into the iMovie. Back on the full screen again now. So as you can see on here, this is my downloads. This is how it pops up for me. I don't know how it'll pop up on your iPad. You'll probably know about that better than me. But wherever you source your photographs from, your little images will come up in there. So it'll be a .mov for your movie snippets. And because they both come up at the same time, I can do them together, which is why I find it easier just to do a couple at a time. I think the most I've ever done at once is 4 because they're only a couple of minutes long each. But I'm just going to pick all those up, those 2 up, and I'm going to pop them into that filing cabinet, into the drawers. Okay, so they're in there, they're in the drawers. And that's where they can stay if you want. But we're going to make the movie with them. We're going to make the YouTube video with them. And I want both of those snippets. Okay, so I've given it time. I keep wanting to point at screen with my finger. I've given it time for, this is the sound bar. So this is me talking. And then this is the image that you're going to see. They've got a line of yellow around them, which means they're the ones that we've just moved in, okay? And you'll see why that's important in a sec. So both of those I can move down at the same time, and this is where we're actually going to make the movie along here. So this is your timeline, okay? So both of those are now in there. So if I click on there, there's no yellow around them now. So I'm not moving them anywhere unless I click on it again, yeah? So I'll click off it. But you see the orange bit there? That means that the whole of that snippet and the whole of that snippet is down here in the project, okay? And as you can see, you can scan across them and you can see what's happening. So I'll show you the editing process in a minute. But that's that, okay? So now what I can do is I can bring some more across. So let's leave that for a sec and go back to the phone. So I've just come back, and then I'm deleting those 2 videos. I like to get rid. You can leave them there and back them up or whatever you want. And I'm just going to pick that other one up, which is going to be quite long. It's 15 minutes, this one. And again, I'm going to send it over to my Mac. So you could send it to your iPad if that's what you want to do, or your laptop, wherever you're working. And then we'll just wait for that to go all the way around again, and then we'll pick it back up, back in that timeline. Now that latest one's just appeared, so it's that image there, 0187. It's a movie, so I'm just going to use my left click, hold my finger down, slide it across, and pop it in the drawer, okay? So as you can see, like I said before, that's the one we've moved, because if you're moving 5 or 6 at a time, you want to know which ones you've moved. So they're already in, because they've got the orange bar, so they're down there. And this one isn't in yet, so if I hover over it, it's got a yellow ring around it. Okay, so I've waited long enough, my sound bar's full, it's picked everything up, and I can pop that down. Okay, so this is your timeline. So that's 0. So can you see on here we've got 0. Now the total length of those snippets is 24 minutes. So that would be the maximum length of this video. There you go, that soundbar's just come. That would be the maximum length of this video. So sometimes when I'm doing nails, that can read about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and I have to try and cut it down to about a 20-minute video. Yeah, so I could just send this straight through, but I want to check. I might have had my husband shouting me. You could have kids screaming, you could have dogs barking, you could have postman's ear or whatever. Bits that you want to cut out. So let's show you. Okay. Now, there's lots of different features across the top here, which I'm not going to go into, apart from maybe the time one. And I only use two or three of these, which is enough for a simple edit on the video. But I'm not going to go into the others. I'm going to let the experts show you that. I might show you that one, and I might show you another one that crops up. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just move a picture over so you can see. So if I get rid of that, so I might be doing, for example, a Born Pretty video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look in my screenshots. So there, all my screenshots opening up on there. So in your iPad, you know where you keep screenshots. And I might want to tell everybody about, let's find one. Yeah, I might want to tell everybody about stamping polish, for example. So all I have to do is highlight that one and drag it across. So that is in there for me to use when I want to. So I'm not going to leave it in this video, but I will show you how we do it. So I don't need them anymore. So that's it. So that's what we've got in a drawer to make the video with. Now, if you leave that at the front, I'm just wondering if I turn volume up whether it's going to drive us crackers. Yeah, I'll stop talking for a minute and I'll just let it run.
Yes, I've not got these, so I've got M170. I think that one's going to be a cat eye. Yeah, I'm just going to do one of these. I like them on these little tabs.
That's it. Now, I've just realised here that I need another little snippet. No, not there. I'll put it in after. I'm not finishing this. It doesn't really matter. I've got another snippet I've got to stick in there. But the only thing I need to do is bring it in. So put it in the drawer and then bring it in. So for example, if it was that, yeah, I could move that in between them, or at the front of them, or at the back of them. Yeah. Or put it back. I've changed my mind. Okay. This bar here is the how many frames you're showing at any particular time. So right down at the bottom, if I run it, it's in real time. Now, if I click on here, it would play in real time for me to be able to do my editing, but this is showing more frames, so that would move quicker. So for example, can you see how slow it's moving because I've got it right at the bottom? I tend to click it about there. It's a good speed. And if I know that coming up here is something I don't want, then I will pick that up and I can move it quicker, I can stop it, I can move it more slowly, and I can pause it. Okay, so I'm going to go right back to the beginning. So I've got a little hand that's picked it up, and I'm going to go right back to the beginning. So
yes, I've not got these. So
I can watch it, can let it run.
I think that one's going to be a cat eye. Yeah, I'm just going to do one of these. I like them on these little tabs.
So let's say I want to get rid of that bit where I'm opening it. I put that bar, see, can you see it moving on that big screen at the top? I can put that bar there because that's when I start trying to get the lid off. And I can cut that. I can cut that little snippet in two. So what I'm going to do is press Command and B, and it's cut them. Okay. Then I can pick that up, move it again to when I start speaking again, which is there. I'm going to do Command and B again, and that's split it. Now that I can either just click on it and press delete on my keyboard and it'll disappear completely, or I could have thought, oh, I actually want to move that. Say you want to do that bit as your intro, I could pick it up. Come on, pick up. Pick up. I could move that anywhere I want. I could move it right down to the beginning and it'll go in at the front like that. Or, no, I've changed my mind, I want it back where it was. Back there. Or I can just click, I'm going to click on my X, gone. Now in between those two, you might have noticed that I don't like it to jump.
If you're interested in what this is, it's a bit of nonsense.
I don't like how it didn't actually jump because it was quite free flowing. But if there was a big jump there, so like something on your table and then all of a sudden it's disappeared, I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go up to the top that says transitions and you've got loads to choose from. I always go for that one, cross dissolve. But if I slide across it, it'll show you what it does. So it dissolves and then your next screen comes on. You've got circle open, like that. Circle close. You've got a doorway. And if I was changing like from one set to another maybe, I quite like this one, which is a swap. So one goes away and the other one comes. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to pop that one in there. So while ever you've got one of those in, you've got a little transition in. So if I now play that from here.
If you're interested in what this is, it's a bit of nonsense.
I'll just use a different one so you can see it happening. So I'll put this swap one in, yeah. Now you can see what it does.
If you're interested in what this is, it's a bit of nonsense.
So that's that. So I would use swap if I'm in between from one set, like doing 20 Christmas nails or something. I would do a swap between one design to the next and then just do a dissolve between different parts of it. I really hope I'm making sense. So I'm going to get rid of that because I don't want it. So quick click on delete or X and that's gone. And I'll go with my usual cross dissolve. So that's that. So then I can let it run.
If you're interested in what this is, it's a bit of nonsense.
Now, if you're talking all the time, like me, I tend to waffle and stuff, but then sometimes I hit a point where I'm not talking. So it may be, I don't turn my camera off, but I've said I'm just going to open this team up. I'm going to open all the packages and then I'll come back. And you can see on this sound bar whether I'm talking or not. So this is where I'm talking all the way through, little bits of gap. But if I've got a long gap like that, and there's no speech, now that bit I want to keep in because I'm actually showing using the magnet. But if all I'm doing there is unwrapping and making a bit of a noise, or I've had to run off and blow my nose or whatever, and it makes a big jumping sound, I can do exactly the same. So I'm just going to show you again. I'm going to click there because this box needs to be yellow. That's not yellow, so I can't do anything with that one. This one's yellow, okay? So it's all about the outline around it. So again, I'm going to press Command and B, and that has split those two. So I could go to the next quiet bit, Command and B, and then that snippet there is the bit where I wasn't talking, which if I want to get rid of it, I can just press delete. Okay, now if I've split it, but I decide I do still want to let it run, don't matter, just leave it. It will do a smooth transition from one to the next. You won't even know that you've cut it. Okay, because it's such a sharp cut, nobody will ever know. What else was I going to show you? Oh, yes.
Geez.
Okay, so up at the top here, I'm in the transitions. You've also got backgrounds. So, for example, I might go for gradient pink right at the very end so that my, what they call it, outro, you know, video to watch next kind of thing. You can use these backgrounds and you can do writing over them, or you can put them at the end, but it's all about having to play with it. So that I might put right at the end. If I go back, let's go to the end. I might go right to the end of the video and I think, oh, I'm going to have that transition at the end. Okay, I don't want it to jump straight into it.
So we'll be able to play a load of games and stuff. So that'll be fab. Take care. Love you. Bye.
So it just jumped into that, but I'm going to make it transition. So I'm going back to transitions. I'm going to put my blur and then it'll come slowly. Yeah. So now also up at the top here you've got titles. So you might have seen it come across my screen where it says, if you're enjoying the video, please subscribe. Yeah. So that's this one here. If you scroll across it, it shows you what it does. Like this one. Yeah. So there's a lot more things in iMovie that I don't actually use. I like this one where the writing's appearing. It's very sort of old-fashioned filmy. Oh, there's even Star Wars. I'll click on there and let it play. Hold on. Go on. Look. So you can use that. So I'm just going to show you something natty with that. Okay. So I'm just going to put this down over the top. So if I've not put it between these snippets, I've put it above it. And there it is. But what I want to do is to change that text in there. So if you remember, we need it yellow. So it's yellow so I can edit it. Go up to the top, click text, and then I can start typing in where is it? Come here. What's that one? Oh, it's here. I'm going to make it longer. I'm going to make it take longer. So I'll click on that. Text. Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away. I can't even remember any more story of it. Anyway, you get the gist. So I'm going to click on the yes button, and that's saved that in there. But I've done it long because I've done it 18 seconds. It's going to take 18 seconds for that to go up the screen. So if I do that,
Fab. Yeah.
I can't even remember June. So that's going really slowly
Anyway,
up the screen. If I click on that, make it yellow, make it smaller, 24 seconds, watch now. That's moving a lot faster. And it'll just disappear off the screen. And if I want to get rid of it, I think, oh, I don't like it. Make it yellow, click delete, and it's gone. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. So I'm going to go right back to the beginning. So we've got one snippet there, we cut it, we've put a blur transition in the middle, we cut that using Control and B, and we cut that, but we've decided to keep it. If you want to delete it, just make it yellow and delete it. Okay, I'll show you putting that photograph in. Okay, so we want to go back to my media, because that's the page that's got all your snippets in, and we've got a photo there, look, that we moved over from screenshot. So I'm just going to make that timeline wider, yeah, so I can see more where I want to place it. So I might want to place between me talking, I might want to place it while I'm talking, okay. So if we do that there, say I'm showing stamping polish, and I say to you, actually it comes in about 25 colours, so I'll put you a picture on screen. So what you do is click on M, and it puts a little marker there. So that is telling you where you want to put this. And I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to pop it where the marker is. Okay, so that's dropped it on top. So that is now an overlay. So we need to say, what do we want to do with that? Do we want it just to cover up completely? So if I click play, look, it comes and it covers up the screen completely, so you can leave it just like that. Or I don't want to do that. Just pause. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is just see it little in the screen. So I'm going to click on it and make it yellow. I'm going to go up to the top, and this box here, you've got crop to fill, which will fill the screen. You've got Ken Burns, which is that where you saw it moving down the screen. So that's, I don't know if you can just see there, it says start. So that box there is where it's going to start, and that box there is where it's going to end. So it's going to start here, and it's going to go down in that motion and end there. So like if you're doing a photo of your garden or something, it'd be lovely, because you start at top and go all the way down to the bottom like that. That's called Ken Burns effect. I'm guessing it's named after him, but that's what that effect is. But I want it to fit as a square picture, because that's what I've put in. I want it square. So click fit, and it's exactly as I sent it through. But I don't want it to cover the screen entirely. I want to see it on the top of the screen. So I'm going to go to this box here. I'm going to click on that. I'm not going to cut away to that. So basically it's not going to stop you seeing me there and only see me again there with that in the middle. Yeah. I am go up. I've not clicked it. I'm going to go to this, and I'm going to do picture in picture. I've not even fathomed them two yet. I've not even fathomed them. I'll just use this one. So picture in picture. There it is. So it's going to stay that shape because I've told it to. I can move that anywhere I want on that screen. So if I've got plenty of space up there, I'm going to move it there. Very much if you've used Canva or anything like that, you can stretch it to the size that you want. When you're happy where it is, click tick, and that's in there. So this little blue thing, I don't need it anymore. It's not hurting anything, but if you want to get rid of them, I'll show you. You just toss it. So I'll show you the effect of that now. That's it. Now that's staying on for 4 seconds. I can make that if I make it yellow. I can make that stay on for 8.9, 10, 15, the whole entirety of the video if you want. So what I could also do while that's there is I could put some writing on that says use my discount code, for example. So I'm going to pick up this one because this is in the lower bottom right. So I'm going to pick that one up. I'm going to pop it in exactly the same spot. Looks like it's above it, but it didn't. It'll show at the bottom. It's already highlighted, so I can type in there. Use my right, I can do that. Click the tick and it's in. So now what it looks like is this.
end up pushing it down to one corner.
There we go. I can make that match the same length if I want. I can make that stay on the screen after the other one's finished. Let's just make it shorter so you're not waiting too long. So that's that. And now, see, that'll stay after the picture's gone. Okay, and they've both gone. So if I want to get rid of them, decide I don't like it, make it yellow, click delete, make it yellow, click delete. But if you go back to my media, it's still there. You've only deleted it from the timeline. Okay, so anything you put in there will stay in there unless you delete it from there. You can put it down here, you can pick it back up. You can do all sorts with it. So yeah, so we've got the transition there. We've cut bits out. We've put bits in. That snippet I could pick up and move over there. You could make it a B-roll, and you could have one showing inside the other by using this one. I'll put that back so I still want using the magnet. What else do I need to show you? Let me have a look. Okay. Audio and video I have not even played with. Oh, I have, because I used to put music on. I used to get music from Epidemic Sounds, but it started costing quite a bit of money and I just didn't have the money to pay for it. And I had, some people loved the music, some people hated the music, and I thought, well, I'll just waffle then instead. So that's what we do. So you can put music on as well. So if I did, let's make that bigger so we know where we are. So let's say I wanted music on this front bit and I don't want the sound on. If I click on that, it's yellow, so I can edit what's in that box. Now this sound, if I hover over it, can you see there's a little up and down arrow? It says adjust volume, and I can make that quieter or louder. When it's got the yellow, it's peaking out really, it's far too high. So I know to come down. So I'm going to come down still back to 100%. This bit here fades it in and out, so I'll show you that when I put some music in. Not sure if I'll still have this music on here, but let me try. So I'll click on that one. I can have a listen to it. That's as much as I'm going to play because I've not got the license with them anymore. In fact, even though, yeah, I'm not going to upload this. I'll take this music off. Take this sound off when you upload it. So that goes underneath. That is 3.3 minutes long. Yeah. So what you would do is you can fade it in and out. So the sound just fades up to full thing. Or it'll bang straight in. So I always used to use a fade on it. You can change the volume of this. Same as you did with the other. And then what you can do is you can actually, if you want that music all the way along, but you don't want your talking on it, click on just your talking and you can bring that right down to 0. Just try and get that back again. So I'm just going to get rid of that because I don't want copyright on the thing. So that's that. So that's music. And then back to my media. I'd put that music, I brought it from media, from audio, should I say, and dropped it underneath there. Your sounds will always go underneath. I deleted it from that bit, but it's still in there because I had used it. Okay, it's not got the orange bar at the bottom because I've not used it, but I can just delete it out of there. So delete media from event, in other words, take it out your drawer. So that's that. You can record your intros separately and you can bring them in from Canva in exactly the same way. Download it from Canva. You'll have got it in your photos. You pick it up and you bring it across, put it in your drawer. The main thing to remember is that wherever you are there, that's where you're putting it. So if you've got one of those highlighted, you'd be putting it there. For example, I have one here, which I did ages ago, which is intro and outro. So I click on that, and that's now the one that I'm using. I'm not using that anymore. Look, it's not blue. I'm in this drawer or this filing cabinet, and these are all the previous intros and outros that I've had. I keep that in there for my Born Pretty, just because I can find it. This is a Christmas one from a while ago. That one, 2023, that one. Oh dear, I've been doing this a long time. I've got thanks for watching, fireworks, yeah, anything that you want to save into you. So do yourself a new project, call it outro, intro, and put any intros that you've made from Canva into that, so you can always access it when you're doing your videos. Yeah. So what else I'm going to show you? Right, at the bottom of your screen, or somewhere on your first page, or whatever it is on your iMovie, sorry, on your iPhone, you will have got Keynote. I think it's called Keynote, which, yeah, that one. I'll show you what I once did on Keynote. That's a whole new ball game. I would look up that with somebody else, but I'll show you what I did on there. And now it's that long since I did it. I forgot now I did it. But I did this one on it. You're not going to hear any music because I'll have to get rid of it for copyright reasons, but here you go. So you can do all those things from Keynote on the bottom there, and download them and then import them into your details. So that's my movie. So please pause, go back, refresh, have a go, come back, scream at it, but have another go. Have another go. Nothing is live until you tell YouTube it's live. At this point, you're playing. You're just playing with it. And do half an hour. Don't kick it, chuck it out a window. Go and have a cup of tea. Come back and have another go. It's the only way I got around to doing it. Now, what else shall I show you? Okay, naming it. Right, at the top, we've not named it anything yet. We've got My Movie. So, because we told it we want to make a movie. So that's what it's called. So, I've not named it at all until this point. So, I want to move along now. I've put all my snippets in. I've done as much editing as I want to do for today. I'm going to put a little, click on M, and I'm going to put a little thing on there so I know that's where I got up to. Yeah? And I want to come off it because I've got 300 more snippets in my phone that I want to upload today. So I'm going to click on projects, there's a back arrow, and then we can name it. So the one that I'm actually looking at editing is Temu Haul. So Temu Haul 1st September. That's what this is. So, okay, and that's it. Temu Haul 1st of September. Okay, so that's that. So I've come out. That's in there. So now I've got my YouTube process is the video that I'm going to be uploading. I just put that in there to show you. That's the snippet. But I'm going to show you something else. Okay. So, just as a little bonus thing, if you wanted to do things just for family. You know, I said you'll get this box up that says Create New. If I click on that, it asks me, do I want to do movie or do I want to do trailer? If you click on the trailer, there's loads of options. You've got blockbuster, you've got epic drama, expedition, coming of age, and I did one using Camely family with cast members in. You've got fairy tale ones. It opens up, you put all your pictures and stuff in. Not lovely. I used that family one for a family thing. Anyway, I'll click on it. So this is one of the trailers that you can use. So it's just loading that. It takes a little bit, like I said, because there's that much in here. There we go. So it works very much the same, that I had to bring all the snippets into here, but it gives you an outline, a storyboard and a little shot list, and you've got to edit it to within 1.7 seconds, 1.8 seconds. So you would need your slider bar pretty wide so that you can just pick bits. Anyway, I am going to show you how this turned out. So this is me and my family. Oh God, it's a few years ago now, because Benjamin's even going to senior school. And Gabrielle's a proper young lady, and Fletcher's doing far more than just crawling. But I'll just show you. So if I go to the beginning of here, that's red, and I click play, you should be able to see this. Woo! Look how young Gabs is. Oh, bless him. That was COVID time, doing loads of TikToks. Oh, Fletcher. Gabs. Paul, Kim, Smile and Stephen, Nicky, and Stephen. Bubby, me and all the glory. I took some editing, getting him just going down that slide. Stephen wasn't happy he was on film. And I had Gab throwing myself at that settee about 12 times till I could get the shot. But there you go, that's the sort of thing you can make with the trailer. Or you can do soft romantic things or all sorts of stuff. So anyway, I hope you've got something from this video. Yeah, it might seem really complicated, but I tell you what, it's a bit like riding a bike. Once you've done it a couple of times, it just flows. You just jump from one button to another and your job done. But as you can see, my big thing is remembering which snippets are going in which and whatever. So if I was you, if you are going to use whatever editing tool you use, make yourself a project, put as many snippets in as you've done, and then come back and edit them all when all the snippets are in. Because yeah, like if you were vlogging, for example, say you go on holiday and you want to just do yourself a movie of you while you're on holiday, you might have got 4 snippets a day and they've all got to go in. But if you've got your iPad with you, get them loaded in, and then you can clear them off your camera and you can just keep doing your shots and loading them in. So yeah, when it opens up, you'll have Create New. Do that. I can do another one. Bob's your uncle. Granny's your aunt. I don't know why they used to say that. Yeah, and just make sure that's clicked, and then that's it. Start popping them all in there. Pick, drop, pick, drop. That's easy. Okay, so what I've got to do is I've got to go off and edit one and then show you how I upload it to YouTube, I suppose. Yeah, it's going to be a long video this, but hopefully you get something from it. So see you in the next section. So I'm just finishing off this editing on this video, so I'll just show you how I upload it from here, or download it from here, should I say. But I've got to the end of editing this video, and then I've just put in a little transition there just to blur it, and I'm going to go back into here instead of being at the top in my August 20th. So that was all the little snippets that I've used. Look, intro, outro, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to use I'll still use my summer one. This is a bit big, I want to pop it on the end there, so I'm just going to shut that down, make that timeline shorter. I'm going to pick that one up, pop it at the end, and it's got some music on here. You can see this sound bar, and I don't want to show that. I want to get rid of it. So on my Mac, I do Option Command B, and then it's highlighted just the soundtrack at the bottom. So I'm just going to click the back button, and that's deleted off. So now I've not got any copyright thing on that one. And then once you're happy with everything and you want to download it, go back to the title of it there, so you know you're in the right place. And as you can see up at the top, I've got just what I labelled it as, ready for editing. But if I can give you a hint with your YouTube, if you want to improve your views, you need your algorithm to know exactly what's showing. So something I've learned from watching all these how-to YouTube videos is you could do with anything that you say in the first 30 seconds of the video to match anything that you put in your description and in the title of your video when you upload it, and also the title of any thumbnail that you do, say on Canva. So what I will often do is go back to the beginning, see what I've said, or think of the title before I start filming and make sure I say it in the first 30 seconds. And then I can give it that title here, so when it uploads to YouTube, it's got a matching title. And then I'll match that to Canva, if that makes sense. So all you have to do is up at the top here, there's this little share button. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click export file. Now this is just the title of the project that I've started working on. It's 42 minutes long, and then resolution is 1080, high quality. And we're just going to click on next. And then at that point, can you see that this is highlighted here? So I can change that so that it's going to match whatever I put in my description. So I think I'll do it as, click wrong button then. So I'll go back. Lots of nail goodies, so I'll do that. Click save, and then up at the top here you can see that ring. It puts a ring on there, and then it'll start to graduate around as it's downloading. You'll get a little mark going around it like a pie chart thing, like a timer. So I hope you found anything that I've done today interesting. Like I said, I'm not the world's expert, but this is how I do it. This is how I found to do it. And then once you've done it a couple of times, you'll get sort of just clicking buttons here and there, and everything goes really smoothly. So that's not even starting yet because it's a long video. You see, it's just started making a mark. So that'll pan all the way around. When it's all done, don't do anything. Just go and have a cup of tea now. It'll take a while. And then when that's completed, I get a message that comes up in the top right of my Mac to say that your download is successful. And then from there, I can just pick it up and pop it into YouTube. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. A little bit different to my normal, so I hope I've not confused you too much. But if you do get confused with it, just go back and have another look at that little bit and then try and do it at the same time. Yeah, and hopefully you get something from it. Anyway, take care, everyone. Love you loads. Bye.